Love lives here.
Thank you. So this year here at Centers for Spiritual Living, we have been working with the theme 2020 Spiritual Vision. And this month we've been working with the theme of celebrating divine truth. And today the topic is, you ain't seen nothing yet. All right. And then you have to do the head thing too, because otherwise it doesn't work. You ain't seen nothing yet. All right. There we go. So we'll get to that in a minute. But first, I'd like for us to take a nice deep cleansing breath. And just let it out. Don't hold it in. We're not holding it back anymore, right? We're not holding it anymore. We're swinging wide the doors of this heart of ours, right? This, our hearts. Swinging wide those doors. And what I invite you to do is just for a brief moment, starting back in January of 2020, if you can even remember that far back right now, starting back in January of 2020, and just allow your consciousness to gently drift from January through February, when we were still meeting in person, still gathering together, into March, where we were able to be together for a week. And then continuing forward into a new paradigm, into a shift in the way we do things, in the shift in the way in which we are in the world, caring for one another, wearing our masks, staying home, yet able to be together through this medium, through this technology. And continuing on into May, June, July, August. Where we had a little bit more opportunity to be out and about, perhaps. Then drifting again to September, October, and now November and December, where once again we find ourselves sheltering in grace. All the while, the presence of God has been with us and continues to remain with us because we stand right in the presence of God. The presence of God is right where we are because the presence of God is expressing itself so beautifully, as Dr. Naima mentioned, so beautifully through and as each one of us. We live, move, breathe, and have our being in it, and it as us. And so we take a moment here, we take a pause here, and we give thanks. We give thanks for 2020. We give thanks for the year of challenges that has brought us great clarity as well. We give thanks for the year of challenges that have also brought us great innovation. We give thanks for 2020 and the challenges that have also brought forth a deeper sense of connection, a reprioritization of what is truly important in our lives. We give thanks for all of our beloveds, those beloveds who are still with us, and those beloveds who have transcended this plane of existence, moving on to a greater experience of life itself. We give thanks for the love that is present here this day. And so I invite you to open your eyes and go ahead and place anything you wish to release from 2020 into the flame of the candle, for it to be transfigured, transmuted, transformed. If you choose, you may put these words of release into the comment box if you so choose. Or you may choose just to release them silently into the flame itself. And so it is. And so we let them be. We release 2020 in gratitude, love, and appreciation. And so we welcome 2021. There we go. We welcome 2021. We welcome 2021 with arms wide open, with our hearts open. We swing wide the doors to this heart of ours, as we were just singing. Swing wide the doors and allow 2021 to enter. And we swing wide the doors and we welcome it. We greet 2021 with a new sense of hope, with deep and abiding faith, and with welcoming joy. Today we are participating in our annual White Stone ceremony. And if you didn't get a white stone yesterday, if you weren't able to make it to the center yesterday, know that we have plenty of white stones available for you. You can swing by the center starting January 4th to get your white stone. So it's perfectly fine if you don't have your white stone. You can still participate in the white stone ceremony with us today as well, okay? So just keep that in mind as we're doing this. So the white stone ceremony comes from, as Michelle called it earlier, the scary book. The book at the end of the Christian Bible called Revelation. And so John the Revelator, in the second chapter, in chapter 2, verse 17, he writes, "Let anyone who has an ear to listen to what Spirit is saying. To everyone who conquers, I will give the manna, the hidden manna, and I will give a white stone. And on the white stone is written a new name that no one knows except the one who reveals it and the one who receives it." So if we look at this passage, this is a passage about new beginnings, which is right where we are right now. So looking at this, it's the ear to listen. If we have the ear to listen, a few weeks ago, I shared with you the practice of listening below the noise, listening underneath the noise, listening deeper. We practiced going deeper with our listening skills to hear the silence underneath all of the noise of the world, to hear that silence, to hear that sweet stillness. And in that silence, then the sweet, still, small voice of Spirit is then able to speak. And so it is that ear that John is inviting us to utilize here. It is that ear that we will be using this morning, is that ear that hears below the noise, that hears into the silence, that hears into Spirit. And then he goes on to say that to everyone who conquers, I will give them the hidden manna, and I will give them a stone. But to everyone who conquers, we look at this It's not about conquering, right? Going out to war and conquering and then you win. It's not a win-loss situation here. This conquering is actually to everyone who overcomes something in their life, but especially to everyone who overcomes the sense of separation that we've been talking about for the past couple of months, to everyone who begins to overcome this, who begins to see the oneness rather than duality, who begins to see by, as we talked about before, by looking up, right? Everyone who begins to see correctly, everyone who begins to see justly, overcomes this idea of separation, overcomes this idea that there are two powers. Anybody who overcomes this idea, when we overcome and then we surrender, so it's a overcoming, conquering is an overcoming, and it's also a surrendering. So anytime we are conquering, it is an overcoming and a surrender, because it is overcoming the appearances, the false appearances out here, and it is surrendering to the one power, the one presence, which is right in here, which is love. So to everyone who conquers, to everyone who overcomes and surrenders, then Spirit manifests, Spirit brings itself into full form, and it maintains and sustains its beloved creation, which is you, which is me. Spirit maintains its beloved creation. It provides all the manna. It provides everything that is needed, everything that is desired. It provides, because Spirit already gave in the beginning. It withholds nothing. Nothing is ever withheld in Spirit. So nothing is ever withheld from us. We simply bring ourselves into alignment with it by listening deeply, by seeing higher, by overcoming and surrendering. We conquer, and then Spirit moves through and provides everything that we could possibly need. We are always being maintained and sustained because there is only one life. It is we who have separated ourselves through our own thinking, through our own false beliefs. It is we who have been separate, and it is us coming back into alignment with, in that overcoming and that conquering, if you will. Then everything is provided for us. We see it everywhere. The riches abound everywhere, whether they be riches in food or housing or clothing or money or whatever is needed to sustain life, to maintain and sustain life with a capital L. The love, the joy, the peace that passes understanding is provided immediately. The wisdom, the infinite intelligence is brought immediately. And it is never withheld. So this is the manna that we are talking about, the manna from heaven that we are talking about, that is always available and always accessible. We just get to surrender to it. We just get to allow to breathe in and allow and come into alignment with that. And then it is ours to receive. It is ours to receive. And then the second part of that promise there is that they will be given a white stone. And this is the white stone that you received yesterday, or that you can pick up at the center starting on the 4th of January. They received a white stone. And on the white stone is written a name. Is written a name that is known only to the person, the one with a capital O, not the person, the one, the capital O, who reveals it, and the one who receives it. In biblical times, the white stone was, and it still remains, a symbol of freedom. When somebody was experiencing any form of bondage, whether it was prison or enslavement, when they were freed, they were given a white stone. And the white stone was a demonstration, was a symbol that they had completed that period of bondage and that they were a free person. And the Bible also, when we look at the Christian Bible, the names frequently change. You'll notice that the names change often, from Saul to Paul, from Abram to Abraham, from Sarai to Sarah, from Jacob to Israel. And what this name change means, or what this name change signifies, is it signifies a shift in consciousness. It signifies a coming into alignment with spiritual truth, coming into alignment with that one truth, with the one itself. And so each name then, and each time there's a name shift, it is a shifting of consciousness that occurs. And so when the passage itself talks about the white stone and then a name written on it, it is the name that is revealed to the person holding the stone. And who is it revealed from? It's revealed from the divine, from the one. And so then this then is the name that they have been given, the name that they have received. And the name itself signifies or symbolizes the qualities that have been imbued into the person, into who they are, to allow then those qualities to come forth. So that is the symbolism here of the white stone, that it is a shift in consciousness. So every year we come together in this white stone ceremony, and we sit in this liminal space, and we release the previous year, and we open to the new. We open to what Spirit would have us know, what Spirit would have us reveal, or what Spirit would reveal through us and to us. We sit in this space of opening, of deep listening, so that we can then learn the name for the coming year, learn our name for the coming year. Now, this name may be an actual name. This name could be a title or a position at work. This name could be a quality of the divine, like love or peace or ease. This name could also be a statement of health, like clean and sober. So I don't want you to get hung up on it being a name like, okay, you're now called George. All right. So don't get hung up on a name itself as we move into this process. Just simply allow Spirit to reveal its name for you for this 2021. So I invite you to hold your stone. Let's do this together. I invite you to hold your stone. If you want to hold your stone next to your heart space, that's great. That's even better. And simply allow your eyes to close. And feel the presence of the divine. With each breath, allow your attention to turn inward. Listen beneath the noises of the environment that you're in. The dog sighing, the creaking of the chair, the hum of the refrigerator. Listen beneath the noises, the noise of this world. Listen into the silence. And right here, in this holy silence, we find God, the Spirit within. Sitting or standing in its presence. I invite you to open your heart space. Allow yourself to receive. And simply ask or pose the question, what is my name for 2021? What name do you wish me to be called in 2021? What name do you wish me to fulfill in 2021? And we allow. Breathing it in. Allow this name to breathe you. Allow this name to fill your lungs with life-giving oxygen. Allow this name to rise and fall within you. The cycle of life, the ever-givingness of the divine. withholding nothing. And with each subsequent breath, allow this name to expand throughout your entire physical being, your mental being, your emotional being, your spiritual being. Allow this name to expand beyond the place in which you find yourself right now. The neighborhood, the area, the world, and beyond. This is your spiritual mandate for 2021. And Spirit performs that which is given you to do. So you need do nothing to make this happen. The only thing required, the spiritual practices that we've been sharing and participating in together. Continue to look up. Continue to listen deeper. Continue to contemplate the truth of the name that has been revealed to you. Continue to allow it to express itself through and as you. These are the practices that we have been practicing, preparing us for this moment, preparing us for 2021. These are the practices that we continue as the new year unfolds. I invite you come back to this time and space. I invite you this day to take a moment with your stone and write your name upon your stone. I prefer to use a Sharpie, but pencil works well. Ballpoint pen, I'm not sure how well it'll write on there, but it might. I invite you to write your name on your white stone. And on the end, I invite you to write the year. Then carry your white stone with you daily in your pocket or your purse, or keep it by your computer somewhere where you can see it to serve as a reminder that when we occasionally get off of our God spot, it serves as a reminder to come back. Come back to the name revealed to us this morning. This is the hope of the new year. You are the hope of the new year. This is the promise. You are its fulfillment. So behold, I make all things new, and you are the beloved in whom I am well pleased. And in the words of Emma Curtis Hopkins, vision often Godward and live anew. And in so doing, you ain't seen nothing yet. Peace and blessings. I love you. So let's come together in consciousness. I know that right here and right now that there is just this one power, just this one presence, just this one infinite eternal expressing itself in, through, and as all of creation, in, through, and as all of life. So therefore I know that I am that I am. I am one with it. That the who of who I am is this divine presence, this divine being made manifest. I am the impartation and emanation of this one life. And I am known by a new name in this moment. A new name that has been revealed to me. That is the name that I am known by in this moment. And how am I known by it? I am known by it by the way I show up in the world. I do not need to speak this name into existence. I do not need to share it with others. Others recognize it because I am it. I am this new name. And as I know that this is true of me, I know that this is true of everyone present here this day, everyone who has participated in this, or anyone who will participate in it in the future. I know that right where they are, the name of the divine, their new name has been revealed. The name and consciousness has been revealed, and we recognize each other. We recognize the oneness. We recognize each other for who we truly are. For this new name, we recognize it because each one radiates this new name. Each one radiates this divinity, this divine quality. And together, collectively, as a community, we radiate a new name for ourselves, a new name, a new quality for ourselves as a community. And this new name, we, the Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, we are known by it because it is, we show up as it. We are it. We are the embodiment of it. We have not just embraced it. We have not just embodied it. We have become it. And so when we look out and people question, we can say, you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. When people praise us, we say, you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. We are doing a great work and we cannot come down. We will not come down. We are revealing the name of Spirit on earth, and you ain't seen nothing yet. So in the face of coronavirus, we say, you ain't seen nothing yet. In the face of political turmoil, we say, you ain't seen nothing yet. In the face of any challenge that we face in 2021, we say, you ain't seen nothing yet. Because I am here to reveal the name that has been revealed to me. So you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. And so I give thanks. I give thanks for this revelation. I give thanks for this time. I give thanks for the presence of the divine. I give thanks for the sacred yes of each one present here this day. Knowing that we ain't seen nothing yet. But the glory of the divine made manifest. And so I release this word, knowing it is done, knowing that it is so. And so it is.
Love